Blog Talk Radio.
Hey guys, this is Those Guys with your host, Matt Marrero, along with your other host.
Tristan Walter.
Holy shit. Is it... Wait, Tristan?
Yes.
Holy shit. Sorry, it's been a while. But,
It's okay.
So...
Time travel does
So
that.
we're doing... What?
What?
I didn't hear what you said.
I said time travel does that. What?
Yes, essentially. Well, not a long time for you, apparently. Yeah. Oh, God. Sorry, I have the show on in the background, and Trunks is just kind of reliving the fact that his mom just died like a week ago in his time. Or less.
Yeah, I do not know how this
Um,
kid is not emotionally, dead. He just doesn't give a fuck anymore. Everyone I love dies eventually.
How does he
it's
even,
inevitable.
how does he even feel anything? Yeah, how does he feel
I don't
anything?
know.
Oh, by the way, so obviously here we are doing Dragon Ball Super, episodes 50. Though I love it. Every time he sees anything now, I think he can just trigger a new Super Saiyan transformation.
Yeah, right.
I love it. Just, I stepped on an ant. That ant was one of the last things living on this planet. No matter what, he could just trigger it at all. I know it's technically accurate. But seriously, he could just trigger it via anything at this point. But anyway, so we're doing episodes 56 to 64. Good news, everyone. At least good news to us. I hope this is good news for you as well. Crunchyroll is one of the subscription services that have picked up Dragon Ball Super. We watch it on Crunchyroll. Also, we also have it on Daisuke. And I believe our New Zealand and general UK fans, although I don't know if it's all of the UK, has Anime Labs streaming it as well. So this is huge. This is monumental. We're going to talk about this for a little bit before we actually move on to the actual episode discussion. And I'm really hyped about this. Tristan, you've been away, but once you came back, I told you about it. And, this is really cool. Because I was assuming this would happen after, I thought it was going to take at least a good 2 years. But I knew it was going to take some time because I'm assuming it cost a lot of money and maybe Toei just wanted to be Japan exclusive, yada, yada. Interesting that Funimation doesn't have the right to stream it yet. But I know you don't know about this, Tristan. Funimation has actually teamed up with Crunchyroll. So they're kind of like a thing now-ish.
Yeah. I had heard a few things about that.
Yeah, so I don't know if Funimation's you guys can deal with that and we'll have exclusive dub rights. I don't know what they're going to do there. Obviously, I assume it's not going to hit TV anytime soon. But
Probably
it's
not.
interesting. Well, I say American television, and we say probably not because it's interesting. You have on Toonami Dragon Ball Kai, or Dragon Ball Z Kai as it's known in America, will be wrapping up soon because, or at least the dubbed episodes will be wrapping up soon because they're leading up to the point when Cell dies. And in America, and I believe even on DVD, although don't quote me on that, but I know in America, at least on television, and you can quote me on this, we have not had the Majin Buu Kai, saga. So because of that, I don't know if they're going to say, oh, hey, we're going to air the Majin Buu area of Kai, which was technically a new version of Kai overall because, they had that little problem with the composer who was who allegedly, although it seems pretty much confirmed, but it was alleged at the time that he was sampling different pieces of music without actually crediting the original, artists. And it was, big time stuff like Terminator 2, Jurassic Park. And it's funny because it never really hit me, but I don't think you were around. I showed you some of the comparisons, and they didn't hit you either. But when you actually saw the comparisons, you were like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
It was pretty close. But anyway, so the point is that because of that, there was obviously a gap with Kai. It came back in Japan, but we haven't had it in America, so it might be replaced with that. But there's also some rumors going around maybe it'll be replaced with Super, but I think it's a little bit too soon for Super to come to American television. But although wouldn't that be crazy if it came to American TV before it even hit DVDs? That would be nuts.
Yeah, if it came that, I would definitely be surprised at that if it came that quickly to American television.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it has been a little over a year, but it's still, because 64 episodes, so it's been over a year, but it's still, I know, that's pretty close for us anyway. But what matters is that it's moved to Crunchyroll, and yes, I'm not going to say what sources we were watching before Crunchyroll hit with it, but I'm really happy that we have a legal stream to watch it through because, all the ad revenue does go to Toei. So if you are watching Super and going, well, I like Super, right? You watch it through one of these legal streaming systems. Even if you don't pay it for the subscription service, you should get the free version with ads. Well, the ad money does go to Crunchyroll, yes, but of course it goes back to Toei, not just because they paid Toei to put the stream on their service, but the episode to stream on their service, but also because it just all ad revenue, not all, but a decent amount of ad revenue does go back to Toei. So that's pretty fucking cool, man. Like, I don't know, like we were just, I was gushing over this. You're very stoic, but I know you're happy about it as well.
Well, yeah, no, I am.
Yeah. But what's interesting, though, is some of the translation choices they went with. And I'm sure you noticed this right off the bat. First off, they kept honorifics, but they did it the official way. Now, when I say official, I don't mean like official anime. No, here's the thing, right? I don't mean official anime. I mean official, like, scholarly text, where instead of putting Goku-San, they put, like, Goku, space, and then San was in italics, like a loan word should be.
Right.
So it was very weird. Like, how did you feel when you saw that? Like, wasn't it, like, just weird, like, huh? Because, like, I know that you and I, we've been watching anime for a while, so, like, in the stuff that we've seen, both fan subs, because, again, it's back in the day when there was nothing else, right? So back in the day, fan subs or, official DVDs, they usually put, like, the dash and then put the honorific. So it's very weird to see, like, a space and then an honorific italicized. Do you agree or do you disagree?
Yeah, no, I thought that was an interesting way to go about it, but...
Yeah, but I mean, they did it. What's also interesting is, thankfully, I didn't notice a lot of, like, errors in translation. Now, I don't know if it's, because here's the thing, right? Usually on Crunchyroll, people will talk about there being errors with simulcasts, right? And if you don't know what a simulcast is, Tristan, because every piece of technology in your house, other than, like, your one new or Xbox 360, right? 360, right?
Yes.
Everything else is from, like, 2005, if not earlier. So what a simulcast is, Tristan.
I mean, I got an Xbox 360 and an N64 in the same year. So... that should explain a lot.
Time ring? Do you have a fucking time ring?
Yes, I killed the Kaioshin of this universe and took his time ring.
No, it just sounds like Dark Goku when you open up the site. It's just like, we don't even know what's in there. Is it a different universe, the past or the future, or is it the fact that Tristan got his fucking 360 and an N64 in the same year? I don't even know.
Marty, what year is it?
My God. But anyway, my point is that a simulcast, Tristan, do you know what a simulcast is, all jokes aside, or no?
I'm pretty sure I do.
Okay, so then let me explain in case some people don't. It's basically them airing the show in America through streaming, anime, as if it's from Japan, like directly. Literally, it'll be like hours after. But what will happen is, because it's so rushed sometimes, because it has to be rushed because the episode just aired, it is basically the legal equivalent to speed subs, where there will be errors, sometimes grammatically, sometimes translation-wise, and they'll go back and fix the translation errors most of the time. Fingers crossed. But the grammar errors are usually left in, and sometimes these subtitles are actually official. So there's a chance that Toei actually gave them this script. They didn't, like, make it up on the spot. So that's why there aren't a lot of grammatical errors, or there aren't really, like, big errors. At least I didn't notice any. And, again, I'm not a translator, so I can't talk about the translation accuracy. But in terms of grammatical errors, there really weren't many, right? Because I assume this is, and also everyone's name was correct, quote unquote. If it was a translated thing, like Mafuba was like Great Containment Wave, or something. I believe it was something along those lines. The one that we've heard in the English dub, right? Son Goku is, of course, Son Goku, right?
Right.
But when it comes to the King of All, he had his Japanese name because I assume they were going with the official name.
Right.
Yes. So I don't know what Funimation's going to do with it when it comes to them having to translate, but like in English. But when it comes to the subs, usually they keep things like that, right? Like they won't keep like Saiyajin. Like this isn't like 90s fan subs. But so of course Saiyan is like the official. You remember that, right? Like
yes,
old, like
I do.
BCD fan subs, it's like Super Saiyajin, and like literally it's like Saya and then dash JIN.
Yeah.
Which I mean, technically it's God. Anyway, but yeah, so they're not like going there. I know, it just takes me back. What year are we in? Dear God, one of us has a time ring right now. I don't know which one it is. But I think it's really cool to have this on Crunchyroll and to watch these streams, and also if you don't know, they're adding 10 new episodes every week. So right now they have 53 to 64, which is the current one, all up on there, right? But then they only have like 1 to 10 as of right now. So then every week they're going to add another 10, and I think that's pretty fucking cool, in my opinion. And so that's when it comes to like translation stuff. Oh, they went with mortals instead of humans.
Yeah,
which
I did.
Is
I did like that.
Yeah. And here's why. And it's funny because you can't really blame anyone for going with humans at first, because here's the problem, right? The thing is mortals is weird because we didn't have this is the problem with like doing a show weekly and not being in the creation process, right? Because if this was Toei releasing it from the start, it would have been smart of them. It would have been smart of them to release from the start in America, because when you have when you have them all working together, knowing where the script's going to go, Mortal works when Zamasu is immortal. However, Mortal is weird, but Mortal is a weird choice if you went with it originally, because it's like, no, it's human versus God. But it's a problem because you can't call Goku, Vegeta, Trunks, you can't call them all fully human. If at all, for Vegeta and Goku. Yeah, because they're not human. But when we were doing our podcast, we were like, oh, humanoid, right? So it technically works, humanoid. But it wasn't necessarily the case, because it's technically mortal, because you have Zamasu coming out, like, actually, I'm not just a god, I'm immortal, so all of you guys are just mortals compared to me. And you're like, oh, I see the context now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a really big issue with doing weekly shows like that. Because if you're not in the production team, like, you just, like, you might choose the wrong, like, way to phrase it, or the wrong term or something like that, because you don't know how it's going to be used in context later.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but anyway, so how, I don't know how to feel about these episodes. How do you feel about them as a whole? Because I really don't know what to, and also I've been talking a lot. So how do you feel about it?
I mean, as a whole, I have to say I probably loved everything. It felt a bit convoluted at first, but then I was just
only
like,
at first?
no, you know what, I'm good.
You know what? Here's my only problem with it is that and it's funny because, like, putting the convoluted aside, so it's not my only problem, because I'll give you the convoluted. Like, at first it was like, this is convoluted, but I'll take it because Cell Saga. Even though I think it's a bit more convoluted than that, and you agreed. Or you're the one who first said it, and I was like, I agree with you. We said this off air. But when it comes to, my problem is that they took sensu beans with them. Not that they forgot them, when they actually had the sensu beans with them. Right? No, because that was funny, because it's very Goku. I forgot them in the bathroom.
I mean,
I forgot it.
To be honest,
accurate?
No. Well, no, because I'm sorry, but when it was important, like, I mean, fucking, I guess it was Krillin who had him earlier, but like, no, I'm trying to think, like, in Z, it's like, I don't remember anyone ever fucking forgetting the goddamn sensu beans, Goku. What the fuck? You haven't been hit in the head
Goku
that many times.
That's not true. So I'm going to, like, now I want to send you, like, a collection of just Android, like, 13, Super Android 13 with Goku. You haven't been hit in the head that many times. Ow, 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 ow,
that was his crotch.
Not both. He's been
Both.
actually, I'm sorry, then Broly. I'm sorry, Broly slamming into a fucking skyscraper.
Yes, that would cause a little head trauma. But
Teensy bit.
Apparently,
anyway,
it's not like he has anything to lose up there anyway.
He's never kissed his wife. Anyway,
oh dear, don't even get me started.
That was the funniest joke in the entire show. Like, wait a minute, what? And he's just like, wait, are you supposed to? It's like, you've been married. Like, in my head, I was like, you have kids.
You have 2 sons. What the fuck? Or, like, I feel terrible for Chi-Chi now. It's like, you've never fucking kissed your wife? Like, Jesus Christ, Goku, what the hell? No wonder she's angry all the time.
I feel like Chi-Chi, it's so interesting because, like, when you first see Chi-Chi, you're like, oh yeah, she totally, like, wants to, like, kiss him, like, of course, because she was so infatuated with him. But I think it took her maybe, like, a week to be like, actually, Goku, no. Just like one honeymoon, just be like, no, actually, let's just not.
I mean, she kissed him in Dragon Ball at the World Tournament. I mean, he didn't,
right?
Yes, but still.
Mhm. Oh my God. Well, also, you know that there's censorship that they can't show them kissing on TV in Japan, right? That's why they panned away when Trunks went for Mai.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Japan is, because here's the thing, right? In America, like, we're very much like, oh, hey, you know, it's a kid's show. Like, we can still, like, ship that and whatever and yada, yada. And, oh, they're kissing. All right, cool, whatever. But, like, in Japan, it's very much like, no. No, none of that. So that's why there was the pan out. And that's why it's kind of, I guess maybe they made the joke where it's just like, what? You can't just do that? Wait.
But we're okay with
never
Roshi.
Done that? Because he's never kissed a woman on the lips.
I know.
That's the point.
I'm just saying, like.
That's the thing. That's the interesting cultural differences. Like,
I know.
Showing them like in love, but showing Roshi like be a pervert, but getting his ass handed to him is okay.
Yeah.
And also remember that too. Normally, minus that really, really creepy, even though he got his ass handed to him, it was still very, very creepy. 18 thing in Z.
Yeah.
I feel like he's normally on the he's normally just all words and no talk, and then he just gets hit with like a battle axe, and we're all okay with it.
Yeah.
Or like a mace, and we're like, yeah, that's good.
Right.
So that's usually. Do you remember? I know. I love this. This is my favorite quote. I know why Goku doesn't want to come back to Earth. Because even though he's a Super Saiyan, he's scared of his wife.
Sword.
And then she's fucking, it pans out to her having a fucking sword. And he's like, never mind. And there's like a fucking bump on his head. But anyway, but yeah. So my problem isn't that they forgot the sensu beans. It's that, not only do they have to go back and forth, like that kind of got on my nerves a little bit. It made sense in some ways, but it still got on my nerves, just back and forth. As if, like, that's one. But two, though, it's the problem that, like, even when they had the sensu beans, it's kind of like, oh, no, Trunks is down for the count. Like, 3 minutes later, actually, I'm okay. No, you're fucking not.
You have a fucking hole in your chest.
Well,
You've all
had survived that.
What is
like
Zamasu's fetish in chest holes? Jesus Christ! Like all 3 of them at some point had a gaping chest wound or bodily stab wound. I mean, I know he's using a blade on one hand, but still, like, he doesn't slash. He always does the fucking stab. And it's never through vitals. I mean, Vegeta got stabbed, like, directly through the chest. That was, like, vital, but it's always, like, on the, like, toward the left or toward the right at, like, the bottom, so that he's not, it's like, are you trying to go for a kidney shot? Is that what you're doing, so they bleed out faster? I mean, that would make sense, but they didn't do that.
Dark Goku is hilarious, because the second he got his blade, literally, it was just like, oh, no, it's Goku. You stupid idiot. This isn't Goku. This is his brother.
Oh my God!
You didn't think about that the second he got the fucking blade?
Yeah.
That he was Salazar? You didn't think about him?
I did. I thought about it, yes. But I happen to like the hand blade, so I reframed.
No, too. But I love that it's even the same fucking color.
No.
They couldn't even.
This is purple.
It's pretty much. It's pretty fucking close.
No,
but I love
his
it.
is rosé.
Right, of course, rosé. I love even. You know what I love about this show? No,
Yeah.
really, the one thing I love about this show is if anyone says that's stupid, the show probably calls itself out on it.
I mean, yeah.
Like
oh, yeah.
anyone on the
Bulma
internet.
even says like, he has a weird taste in naming stuff.
Yeah, and I'm sitting there and I'm like, that's actually kind of funny because the second I saw Super Saiyan Rosé, I was like, there are so many people mad about this right now on the internet. Oh, and let me clarify, by the way, I've stayed clear of like any because as many of you know, longtime listeners of the show, I try to make sure that when I watch something, like I'm waiting until the actual like day of or day before the podcast, and then I'll just marathon it or whatever. So I didn't watch these in advance. I waited till you came back from wherever you were, future or otherwise, and now you're here, and now we're doing the show. So I'm sitting here watching this, and I'm like, oh, Super Saiyan Rosé. There are people so pissed at this, right? And it's hilarious because I'm like, they are so fucking pissed, one. And two, by the way, I want to mention, wait a minute, Zamasu. How are you getting hit with the Mafu Ba if you're not evil, you fuck? Anyway, how's it fucking feel, Justice, Mr. Justice?
Yeah. I was
swear to
actually
God,
almost afraid that they were going to pull that. He was going to be like, it's an evil containment wave. It doesn't work on me. I'm not evil.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like,
by the way,
fuck.
I would pay money if they got Brad Swale to be Zamasu. And do you know who Brad Swale is?
Yeah.
The English voice. The English voice for Light Yagami.
Oh, right. Yeah. I'm like, I know this name.
I would pay so much money if they got Brad Swale to be fucking Zamasu.
And then,
anyway.
Dark Goku is fucking Ryuk's voice.
My God. Well, Dark Goku is very interesting because I don't know. Like, I assume the dub is just going to have Sean Schemmel, do a deeper, darker, maybe raspier voice or something. Like, I assume that's what they're going to do because, like, what else can they do?
I mean, I think it would be Goku's voice, but with a more sinister twist to it. So I'm thinking more like Turles. Well,
but I mean, I don't know if they still have that guy on staff. I don't know.
Well, no, I know, but
in Funimation. But anyway, so I don't know. I think it'd be nice for him to just kind of like still be Goku, but like kind of get out of his general like just being Goku. You know what I'm saying? Like kind of like stretch him, like stretch out your vocal ability while still having to be the same character, sort of. It'd be interesting. Oh, by the way, so I have a question for you. When you
Zamasu
saw,
and Zamasu.
Yeah, right? Oh, my God. The fact that Zamasu loves himself that much, kudos to that guy.
I mean, it's kind of fitting. Like it was I thought it was I thought it was weird at first, but I'm like, no, this is actually like, this is how this guy should be acting. It's like, he.
Well, for about 5 minutes, did they become a comedy duo? Because I thought they did. For only 5 minutes, they felt like a comedy duo.
Oh yeah. Oh God, what was that? It was just after Mai tried to snipe Dark Goku in the head. And it was
I wasn't talking about that, but what about
it? Okay. Well there's one, they're talking to each other, like it was just after she tried to snipe him, which I was actually kind of sad that didn't work, but at the same time that would have been like an anticlimactic thing to happen. But anyway,
no, just Dragon Ball
they're talking
Super.
to each other.
It's not even Dragon Ball anymore. He got knocked out. Oh yeah! Like just yeah, like
strong high fives her.
Yeah.
But he goes, I just had it.
All right.
Right.
Well,
okay. Dark Goku says Zamasu says to Zamasu, he goes, Trunks, I didn't think he had the energy to stand. He goes, what if he was immortal too?
Yeah. And it was just like, that was funny. But I mean more so like earlier on. First off, just the hug to himself. I was like, the show knows what it's doing right now. The show knows exactly that, in fact, that this man sees himself, I am you, from the past. Come here to try and make sure that we both make the future that you're clearly thinking of literally right now. And they look at each other, and they hug. And I'm like, they know what the fuck they're doing right now.
It's the most evilest thing I've ever seen.
And then right after that, it's the first pose they did together or something, and they said something in unison, or they did something where it's just like, oh yeah, don't worry, I was about to say that, haha, and I was like, they're just like, this is a joke right now, like they know what they're doing, right? Even later, like a couple episodes later, I think it was episode 63, where Zamasu's like, I don't think they're listening. No, Dark Goku's like, I don't think they're listening to you. And Zamasu's like, I'm self-important. I don't need them to listen to me. And I'm like, are you fucking serious right now? Mm-hmm. So, yeah, they became a comedy duo at some point. But anyway, but all jokes aside, though, I want to get back to my main point, what I'm really a little frustrated about, is the fact that, like, it would be a thing where it's just like, oh, no, like, Trunks is down for the count, right, because they hit him, and they're fucking Super Saiyan Rose and normal Zamasu, who's still pretty tough on his own, apparently. And it's like, oh, no, Trunks is down for the count. And then just 5 minutes later, I'm cool, don't worry. And it's like, no, you're not cool. Did you take a sensu bean? No one talked about you taking a sensu bean. Who has the sensu beans? The fuck is going on right now? Like, it just felt like at one point or another, they were hit so hard that you're like, okay, so in a normal movie or something, they would come back, but they'd be like drastically depleted, or they wouldn't have any energy whatsoever, and they'd have, take a sensu bean or something. But it felt like they were just tagging in and out at whim, and it kind of felt dumb to me. Like, or it felt like, oh, don't worry, I still have an extra power-up or something. Like, look, as much as Trunks going, like, quasi-semi 1.5
Demigod?
Demi. Oh, shit, they might go with that. Oh, shit, they might.
I mean...
well, they called it his superpower, which is, it sounds silly, but when the show is called Super, well...
Right.
So, yeah, his quote-unquote superpower, there's a chance that they might go with superpower, but again, it's not, he didn't technically go God, so I get it.
No.
But the fact that he was just able to kind of achieve something close to that, like I was like, oh my God, his hair's going to grow, he's going to be Super Saiyan 3, and that's still going to be pretty damn good for him. But no, he ends up going for Demi, let's call it Demi right now.
Yeah.
And we coined it, by the way, TM.
Boom.
And anyway, boom. But, yeah, Toei, you have to contact us about this now. So I know that you won't. You can take it. Anyway, so
don't worry. They'll just call him Trunks Light Blue.
Trunks Azul. Anyway, that would be the official name. Trunks Azul. Anyway, so, oh man, it's the Azul form, and every Hispanic side, and everyone else was like, "What? So cool!" Shut up, all of you. But anyway, the point is that I feel like he just achieved it too quick, and I get it. Oh, but they get angry, and he's technically Vegeta's son, so technically anger fuels the boy. But in some ways, they're not. Anger does fuel the boy. I mean, hey, look at history of Trunks. He didn't get happy. He wasn't like, man, I want to spar with those androids one day. No, it was like, dead Gohan. So yeah, but
yeah, I mean, God, he saw his father die twice.
Yeah.
Well, no, he didn't see it the first time, but he saw it. He almost saw it this time. It's like, oh, Dad just got impaled through the chest.
Mm-hmm.
That's not good.
Where have I seen this before? So for me though, it just feels like a lot of this was very much Bleach, where thankfully they were like, oh no, but Vegeta's going into the hyperbolic time chamber. I'm like, oh, thank goodness, right? But minus him going into the hyperbolic time chamber, it felt like during the fights, like the previous fights with Dark Goku, right? Up in the span that we're talking about right now. It felt like it was just like, haha, I've taken you out, and now I'm focusing on you. And then 5 minutes later, actually, I'm pretty good. Don't worry about it. And it's like, you shouldn't be pretty good, actually. He hits you pretty fucking hard in his Super Saiyan Rose form. So you should be fucked.
I mean, I feel like the first time he transformed, he was just dicking around with them.
Maybe, but like the way he hit them, it was one of those like, okay,
yeah.
You look at the movies, you look at, and I know movies aren't canon, but still you look at the way fights are usually set up in DBZ. When someone's hit that hard, they're not just like, I'm good.
I'm good.
It makes sense. It makes sense with a Vegeta or a Goku, to be very fair.
Yeah.
But Trunks, he's the third guy.
Well,
I mean, he's Super Saiyan 2 at this point. What?
Vegeta got impaled through the chest and was down for the count in that first one, so they had to have somebody else come in.
Very true. I'll give you that. But no. I don't mean like he shouldn't stand toe-to-toe with them. I just mean that if you're taken down, you shouldn't be like, nah, I'm good, actually.
Right.
And kind of get back up to try to fight again.
I mean,
and it felt like there was a lot of that.
There was a lot of that during the androids, too, but...
How so? Because I'm trying to think about the actual fights. And the actual fights, thinking of the androids, it was like Goku was like taken out. Then Vegeta fights 19.
I mean,
he's good.
I was thinking more Trunks versus 17 and 18 in the future.
Oh. Well, he's the only one left, so he had to do what he had to do, to be fair. But, like,
right.
There's a different... Okay, and also, difference in power between Trunks versus... the two androids, there was obviously a power difference, and there was two of them. Difference in power between, like, Trunks... Super Saiyan 1 Trunks versus, like, two androids, with not as much training, arguably, versus, like, Super Saiyan Rose, which apparently is on level with a god, by the way.
Yeah.
And him punching Trunks or hitting Trunks that hard, and Trunks is like... Actually, I think it's been enough time where I can personally say that without a sensu bean, I'm good. And it's like, I don't fucking think you are. Sit down. You probably have kidney failure. Sit the fuck down.
Oh, I'm pissing blood. Yep, definitely kidney failure.
Actually, I didn't realize I was pissing. That's even worse. Sit the fuck down, kid. Like, sit the fuck down.
Just fall over.
You're hurt.
Oh, God. Why? God damn it. Where's the sensu bean?
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Like, at every point, it should have been like after the first fight, every point it should have been like, sensu bean, sensu bean, sensu bean. It's like no one fucking had them.
I feel like they didn't want to do that too much either.
Well, but here, I know, like, I understand it, but here's the thing, though. Like, Zamasu is immortal anyway, so, like, even if they took a sensu bean, got knocked down again, and we're like, we have to get the fuck out of here. Yeah, he's a fucking cheater. Hate that guy. Because they were even trying to go for but can you regenerate faster? Oh, yeah, you can.
Oh, Jesus, fuck, yeah, he can.
I love it.
Or the really dick move that he pulled that I was just, like... I mean, I get it, and it was kind of cool, but at the same time, I was like, you piece of shit, is when the first time they fought him, and Zamasu comes up behind Goku and Trunks and grabs them and holds them while Dark Goku's using the Kamehameha wave. I'm like,
that'd make me so happy.
You don't get to say Kamehameha, fuck you, and B... Other Zamasu, you're a dick because you're immortal, and it's like, oh, I'm immortal. I can take this blast at point blank. It's not going to do shit to me. It's like, fuck you.
I was hoping he still feels pain, though, but sadly the fucking dude just like, nah, actually I crave it because I know that I can immediately be revived. And I'm like, you're a fucking weirdo.
You're a fucking asshole.
Nothing wrong with liking pain in that way. Just fucking weirdo because he's doing it in a way where he's like, I can be revived immediately. So, haha. It's like, you're... like, just no.
Yeah.
Oh, the look on Vegeta's face. The guy who sat there and ate bug people. And the look on Vegeta's face when he sees Dark Goku slam the fucking sword into his own hand to rip it out as a scythe. The look on Vegeta's face was priceless. I loved it so much, dude. He was like...
I feel like he was just more like, oh, fuck, now what is he doing?
Okay, because he looked a little, like, not terrified, like, oh, I'm so scared, but, like, terrified, like, what in the flying fuck is this?
I mean, he didn't fight
Like,
Ginyu.
Right.
And Goku was like, why are you punching yourself?
They straight up Ginyu'd this, by the way, like, if anyone didn't realize. They straight up Ginyu'd the fuck out of this, and they were like, but, because here's the thing, right?
Not
in my head.
Ginyu.
Yeah, no, because in my head, right, they were like, okay, so, what was it? I'm trying to think of, oh yeah, they were sitting there, and they were like, you're probably going to think that Goku fused with this guy. Well, you're wrong. And it's like, oh, I'm wrong? He didn't fuse with him? All right, well, like, maybe he swapped bodies with him? Okay, you're almost there, but you're never going to guess what happens next. No one could have ever guessed. Okay, if you're the one person on the internet that guessed, they're going to swap bodies because of the Super Dragon Balls, and then Zamasu is going to get Zamasu from the past, and they're going to work together? Yeah, from the future, and take him to the further future? Well, you fucking know what? You get a medal. You get a medal.
Yeah.
Yeah. You fucking do.
And now, okay,
that's fucking
here's where I was confused.
Oh, don't worry. The rest of the internet was too, but please go on. All the internet was.
So there's present and future. Future Zamasu is the one that's working together with Dark Goku, which is apparently present Zamasu.
No. Look
because
at it in
Beerus
the same way
destroys present Zamasu.
Okay. No. Look at it in the same way that, remember how in the Android Saga / Cell Saga we had like 3 timelines?
3 timelines. Yes, that's what I was getting to.
Yes, that's what
I'm trying to get at.
That's what's happening here as well.
There's then a third timeline where present Zamasu is not killed by Beerus and uses a time ring, switches bodies, kills Goku.
Yes. That timeline, I don't know what the fuck's going on there, but that timeline is...
Like, how the fuck? When? When the fuck?
Yeah. Well, it's funny. I don't... Like, clearly it had to have been... It's interesting because it had to have been after... It's interesting because with the time ring, right? He could have went into the future or he could have went into the past. Because he could have went to the
future.
Past because, like... No. What I'm saying, hear me out. What I mean is that Zamasu, right, was supposed to wait for a full year, go into the future to use the Super Dragon Balls. He could have went into the past because it's very interesting because you had Goku in his farmer's outfit, like in the first episode. Like he was basically a panel from the first episode when they got their bodies switched. And it was so interesting because, like, Goku was clearly a god by the... Actually, no, he might not even have been a god, funny enough.
Then,
although he has... What?
No, he... Oh,
no, because Goku didn't know who Zamasu's face was. Or at least, I mean, it's interesting. Well, actually, Goku couldn't see his own face. So Chi-Chi and Goten didn't know who the fuck he was.
Yeah.
No, Goku couldn't see himself, so maybe he knew who Zamasu was. What?
I don't know.
Well, yeah. What matters is that this third timeline is just like how, if any of you remember, back in the day, right, when it came to the Android Saga, we all thought that, at first, Trunks was the one that fucked up the timeline. That's why we had Mecha Frieza, and that's why we had 19 and 20, because 19 and 20, both Android 19, who we still have no idea who it is, unless maybe you've read some, like, magazines that have confirmed. I'm pretty sure they've never confirmed his identity, or their identity, rather. And 20, who's technically Dr. Gero.
Right.
Yes. Both of them didn't exist in Trunks' timeline because in Trunks' timeline, 17 and 18 killed Gero in his lab, just like how they did eventually in the normal timeline.
Right.
And that's how it happened. But here's the thing, right? We all thought it was Trunks. However, it's because Cell, in a third timeline, killed Trunks after Trunks found out, I think maybe through, like, electronically or something, like, oh, I was able to kill the androids because that Trunks isn't a Super Saiyan 2. or anywhere close to it. So he's just normal Trunks. It's like, oh, I found out how to kill the androids. I'm going to go back and tell them. Cell absorbed him, went into the time machine, went far enough into the past before Frieza even came to Earth, and he fucked up the entire timeline. They destroyed Cell in their timeline.
Yes.
And then Trunks goes back to the future to destroy Cell in his own timeline because he's strong enough to do so.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
So you look at that, and basically they're taking the same exact plot. It's sort of. It's just the villain that they're fucking with us.
Right.
But when it comes to the same plot, though, you look at it, the reason why I say this is because they destroyed their Zamasu, so there will never be a Zamasu Dark Goku situation happening in their timeline, the one that we've been watching.
In the present.
In this magical, in this magical third, in this magical third timeline, just like with the Cell thing back in the day, that magical timeline is fucked.
Yeah.
Even though we're getting that Dark Goku, it's still fucked because Trunks died.
Right.
Or technically, sorry, Zamasu. No, Goten and Chi-Chi, God knows who else fucking died.
Yeah.
Until Zamasu, i.e. Dark Goku, met this Zamasu, who is technically from Trunks' timeline. See, the reason why things have gotten fucked up and why I think it's too convoluted is because when it came to Cell, even though it was a problem, it was still pretty simple, quote-unquote, because it was just one being. You know, we didn't get into, like, God territory in other universes.
Yeah.
So, and also we didn't have, like, a younger Trunks. So for a bit there, before they finally acknowledged in-universe, and I was happy about this, like, oh, no, you guys have to understand, just like how it happened last time, fixing your present is good for you because your future is safe. However, I've split into an alternate timeline.
Right.
Yeah. They call it his world.
Yeah, I'm glad they finally took the time to do that.
Because we knew that was true. But I was sitting there like, are you seriously going to have this fucking happen? Where it's going to be like, oh, they have to defeat Dark Goku in the present, but they technically destroyed Zamasu, but we're never going to mention Trunks' timeline ever.
Right,
like,
I was afraid for a split second.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, oh, no, you're not going to retcon this, are you? What the fuck?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, I knew there was going to have to be another fight in some form or another, but I didn't think it'd be like this. Where, like, because I think you said it, and I want to clarify with you. So you're not a fan of them jumping back and forth between timelines?
I mean, there was a point where it was like, all right, guys, this is like the third time you've jumped back and forth, like, but seeing where the fight has the direction that it's gone into now, I've completely, like, dropped that. I'm like, I don't care anymore. I'm invested in this. I want to see this fight. Fuck it.
I think that's the problem, is that, like, you and I are very easy to please when it comes to Dragon Ball Z or Dragon Ball as a whole with their fights, but I worry that we get a little bit too complacent when the fight's that cool.
I mean, shit, I was just happy to see some sweet animation. Like, that's a whole another thing, like, beside, like, the animation for even just the fights, you know, like, oh, we're losing this fight, and they jump back into the past, or back into the present. Those fights were fucking awesome.
Right. And they were. I'll give you that. They weren't bad. Like, I don't want to sit there and say that the fights were bad. It's just that I felt like it was a weird stop and go. That's why I felt weird about it. Where, like, it's not. I understand that you can't do one full fight, but like I'm hoping that after this, there are some actual ramifications. Like, you guys use time travel way too much. This is a problem. Like, I don't want it to.
Yeah.
Mind you, look, I'm not saying I want, like, the GT thing where it was like you use the Dragon Ball so much that now there's, you know, Omega Shenron and stuff like that. I'm not saying I want it to go that far.
No,
but what I am saying is that, like, I don't want them to sit here and be like, we've gone back to the present and future several times, and you guys said that there was a problem with that. Not that anyone's going to go to jail or anything. You guys said there was a problem with that. And, like, now after this, everything's A-okay, and we're just going to keep on going like nothing happened. Let's do another World Tournament arc. Like, I'd feel weird about that.
I feel like it's going to be either the King of All stepping in or Beerus coming in and saying, yeah, so after this, no more fucking time travel or I will fucking kill you.
I assume they're going to say that. I was just hoping that, like, some actual universal ramifications. Like something ends up breaking down, and they're like, "Shit, we need to go fix this."
I mean, maybe. I mean,
Yeah.
the other thing with Zamasu in Trunks' timeline, apparently all the gods in all the other universes, or maybe just in their universe in Trunks' future, are now fucking dead too. So that's gonna have some kind of fucking ramification.
Well, that's for Trunks, and he has to deal with that in something that we'll never ever see.
Oh.
Which is like, whoops. No, because we'll never see that. So.
You don't know that.
It sucks, but
you know.
That's true.
Shut up.
Okay, I have to be honest. I'm sorry. I know we're seeing so much more Trunks. We don't want to see him go ever again, but he's gonna have to.
No.
I have to say this. They truly know what the fuck they're doing in this show. Fucking having Zamasu, like Potara with Zamasu, is the funniest thing.
Yeah.
Like, they sat there and they're like, this is going to get Gift to hell, and we support that. Or Gift, whichever. But it looked like they were Giffing. This is just, my God. Also, I love their form.
Well, it was funny. It kind of made me think of... It made me think of the Majin Buu saga with, Goku, like, oh, I could fuse with Gohan and we'll be able to beat him. It's like, what the fuck would you call yourself? I don't know.
Was there a fusion for them in game or no?
I don't believe so.
Okay, because I remember there was one for Hercule and Goku.
Yes.
Oh God, what was the fusion in Japanese? Do you remember?
Oh.
It can't be Gokule. Yeah, it can't be Gokule.
Shit.
Okay. Anyway, but what matters is that that's something to put out there to the universe. Look that up, everyone. But anyway, so yeah, so I know that Tien and Yamcha had one.
Yes.
I remember that. God, we had some really fun ones I think it was Budokai 2 that had, and I think some of them carried over to 3, but not many of them. But anyway, so I want to say that I can't wait to see what's going to come next, because what was very interesting is you had Goten and Trunks wanting to go to the future, right?
Yeah.
So when they were like, we want to go, I was wondering if they were going to have Vegeta sit there and be like, damn it, do I have to fuse with Kakarot now?
Yeah.
I don't know if they're going in that direction, but it would be really nice if they did. Now, one thing I want to mention
really nice if they did.
It would. Because here's the thing, right? They still have Super Dragon Balls in their world. I'm sure they can remove heck, you technically had Supreme Kai and, you had Kibito Kai. So if that can be removed, clearly they can. So bringing back Vegito, or Vegerot, as he was in Japanese, is not going to be a problem.
Yeah.
At least in my opinion.
I like Gogeta better, but no, I'm kidding.
I have to be honest. No, I have to be real with you. I like Gogeta better, but
okay.
He's not.
So we're in
canon.
the same camp. I was afraid. I thought I was about to be judged.
Yeah.
It's okay. I'm being judged.
No. No. Don't worry. I judge you on a daily basis, but in this case, it's a really smart decision. Also, because of the fact that if you remember, I saw the movies first, because I think I told you my dad got me VCDs of GT when I was a kid, and I also had the movies as well. So I got to see all the movies before they were even out in America. #bragging rights. And so what ended up happening there was that I saw Gogeta, and he made that sound, by the way, when he was fat Gogeta.
God damn it! Yeah,
he made that sound, and so it's kind of like, oh yeah, and that's another thing I love too. When you got the fusions wrong in the earlier games, you could get the heavy or skinny versions of, well, not for Gogeta, but you could for Gotenks, and it was a lot of fun.
I mean, for me, it just kind of boils down to his finisher. I like the finishing move better for Gogeta. That's all.
You mean the blade?
No, that was Vegito or Vegeta.
Oh, my bad.
He had the blade.
Yeah, my bad.
But that was cool. But no, with Gogeta it was just when he hit Janemba with the last finisher, he just kind of obliterated into stardust almost.
Mhm. Oh, right. I remember that. Yes.
Yeah.
because he was a bunch of souls collected. You know, I don't know where they're actually going with this show, honestly, looking at Super, because I don't know, is the last episode the last one? Are they faking us out and we're actually going to have it up to 75? Be the end of the arc? I really don't know anymore. I assume they're going to have to Potara because here's why I say that, right?
Yeah, they've got Gowasu and Kaioshin.
Supreme Kai.
Right.
Yes.
Supreme Kai.
No, Supreme Kai. Yeah, same thing. Why the fuck would they bring Supreme Kai to this if it was going to be like shit at this point and be like shit? We need to give them the Potara.
Right.
Yeah, it would be so dumb. Like, why the fuck would you do this? It would be really, really dumb.
I mean, he wanted to see his fallen pupil one last time to try and convince him, don't do this. It's like, I've already killed... Oh, God, right, the two of them. It's like, I didn't think I'd have to kill you a third time, blast. Oh, shit.
It's just kind of funny to me, because it's just like, third time's the charm.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. But in all seriousness, though, after like being real with you, it was just interesting to me because of the fact that, like, yes, you are correct. Like, oh, well, he came there for his pupil, but they didn't have to bring, they didn't have to bring Supreme Kai, because if you bring him there, I can't believe I keep on forgetting his name. I know it starts with a G, but I really cannot remember his name. But you bring him there, right? So you bring Obi-Wan, right? You bring Obi-Wan, but it doesn't matter, to be like, Anakin, don't. You were like a brother to me. And he was just like, actually, we're each other's brothers now. And it's like, this did not go where Star Wars went at all. Like, imagine if Anakin had, like, Darth Vader come from, like, imagine if Anakin went to the future and was like, listen, Vader, I know what you're going to do here because I'm from the past. And it's like, wait, but how do you know if I'm from the past? Shut the fuck up. We're going to do this together. No, seriously. Imagine if Anakin Skywalker and Darth Vader teamed up. What the fuck? What the flying fuck? But anyway, seriously though. So you bring in the mentor, and he's like, hey, listen, like even if he was like, maybe you guys confused with these Potara if you need them, they'd immediately Vegeta would be like, no. But now you have Supreme Kai there, like, actually, we can reverse it. Vegeta's like, fine.
Well, it's funny because I feel like they've both kind of evened out on the subject, because it's not Goku being like, please, Vegeta, it's our only way, it's the only way we can do this. And he's like, nope, would rather die. Now
I don't know, man. He would rather die, but I feel like he'd be like...
Beforehand, he would rather die. He specifically said, I would rather die.
I mean now. I don't
think
like
now.
I don't think
that's
now.
What I'm saying. I'm saying
no.
now.
What I'm saying is, but okay. What I'm trying to say to you, I know what you're trying to say. I'm just trying to say, while I agree with you in him saying that he wouldn't say I want to die, I don't think he'd be gung ho about it either. I still think he'd be somewhat against it. Like, listen, isn't there any way we could fuck this guy up without fusing? And it's like, well, no, but we can reverse it. Because if you have Supreme Kai there, he knows, no, it can be reversed. And it's like, oh, really? Oh, okay.
With the way Goku's been nowadays, I feel like he'd be like, it's like, no, we can't fuse. That's cheating. It's like, and besides, I want to beat him myself. And then Vegeta would be like, no, over my dead body, fucker.
Okay, you know what? Actually, I'll give you that. The way their personalities are now, you might have Goku be like, but here's the thing, though. It wouldn't be cheating if there's two of them as well in a Potara fusion. The funniest thing that I have to put out there, though, is, like, so I have a question for you. It's like, is Zamasu, like, a mortal and a half right now? Or what? Like, what is he? Because Dark Goku wasn't immortal, arguably.
Right. Arguably, yes.
It's Zamasu that was immortal. Because Dark Goku, he was like, oh, I make my wish to switch my bodies. And it was Zamasu was like, but what am I going to do? Maybe I can switch bodies with you. Zamasu. Coming from Zamasu really thinks that Zamasu should be immortal. Zamasu? I know Zamasu. Like, what do you do there? By the way...
I feel like
honestly, what?
When they when two beings fuse, they are a new being.
Oh, so you're saying he might not be immortal?
Yes.
So his own arrogance and his love for himself. Don't love yourself that
would
much.
Be his own be his own undoing.
Yeah.
Where have we heard that?
You know yeah, everything. You know what I think would be so much fun? Trying to see this explained to Elder Kai and seeing him have a live brain aneurysm. Like, hey, Elder Kai, do you remember when you just bend down, look at him? Remember when you called the Dragon Balls cosmic cheat codes? Well, get a load of this.
Get a load of this shit. Well,
you know the time rings? The ones we're not supposed to use? Yeah.
I'd love to see King Kai's face right now. Just like, guys, this is way above me now.
I think Kai's like, not my jurisdiction.
Fuck this shit. I look at a quadrant.
Oh my god, imagine King Kai's final words. I'm technically already dead.
Oh god.
Imagine in Trunks' universe, those are like his final words. Oh wait, actually he never died in Trunks' universe.
No, right.
Oh, so he's just gonna die for the first time.
Oh.
It's even worse. And hey, if it makes you feel any better, Goku in the afterlife is playing with bubbles right now.
It's true.
They're all having the best time in the afterlife. They're all sitting there like, honestly, maybe Trunks should just die. Like, I kind of want to see him again. Everything's pretty chill.
Oh god.
Like everyone is chilling in the afterlife right now.
I mean, I don't think they'd be as happy. I mean, yeah, afterlife and all that, but
they're probably confused as fuck right now. They're just like, oh no, hopefully Trunks is okay. Wait, is that me? Wait, is that you? Wait a minute, are we gods? What the fuck?
Because,
what's fucking going on here?
Ever since I played Shin Budokai 2, Another Road, seeing, because they did that little thing where it's like, oh, they're in the afterlife, and it's like, they're following future Goku around in the afterlife. It's like, oh, we gotta find Gohan. It's like, yeah, so he still kind of has flashes of fighting the androids, even though we're dead. It's not.
Well,
pretty.
yeah, no, he wouldn't be happy. He wouldn't be happy.
No.
Although he'd probably slap himself into shape.
Yeah.
Like he would slap his current form. I mean, he'd be kind of happy, I think. Like, oh, hey, you got a college degree. That's actually pretty cool. Yeah, I don't even fight anymore. Slaps him with one hand. What you do? You're gonna hit me? You're gonna hit the guy with one arm?
That was the other sad thing. Like when Gohan in present timeline finds out, it's like Trunks has been, oh god, he's been fighting by himself. It's like, I need to do something. It's like, is Gohan gonna do something? It's like, oh wait,
that was
you can't
the worst,
really do anything.
That was the
right
worst tease in the. That was the worst tease in the world, though. Like, I worry that this is gonna bleed into the normal timeline somehow. Like, okay, I would hope that if it somehow bleeds into the normal timeline, Zamasu takes them all back to slaughter them all in front of their family, and we get like a giant fight. Because it would be really weird if, like, okay, maybe this could like taunt Gohan into, like, if there's gonna be another Universal tournament, Gohan will want to be involved.
Yeah.
Even though technically he's like too many people from Earth if we already have like 3 on one team. But still, I feel like this is going to prompt Gohan to do something because it's kind of like a weird tease where it's like, man, I need to do something. And it's like, well, you used to be like the strongest fighter in the world, if not your small universe, like their pocket universe at the time, right? Before you got into like Beerus territory, right? Like your galaxy, your quadrant, strongest guy there. And now it's just like, nah. I wish I could do something. In theory, you sort of could, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, I was so happy, and I think that's what they were trying to do. Every single time they were showing us scenes of, like, people in the future eating or them bringing them food, it was like they know what they're doing. This is the sweetest thing. Like, they want everyone to be like, yay, they're eating. Thank God. Yajirobe, by the way.
Yajirobe survived. That figures. Oh, that was one of the best lines, too, when their first fight, Yajirobe's dragging them away. And Goku's like, "Can you stop dragging us? My butt really hurts." He's like, "Stop being selfish. You guys are heavy and I can't fly." He's like,
yeah,
okay.
Which is funny.
He's like, you guys are so heavy. It's like, you should go on a diet. And Goku's like, I do not want to hear that from you. I was like, oh shit.
Goku's dropping the fucking mics.
Yeah, seriously.
What I think was interesting is that's another line that was picked up straight from like the Android saga, where Bulma's like, "Are you not even gonna go help them?" It's like, "I can't fly, lady."
Yeah.
And she's like, "Oh,
never mind."
And then, well, at least we're in this flying car. It's pretty cool. Gets shot down in the fucking sky. Remember, it was Bulma and Yajirobe's car that got shot down in the fucking sky by Android 20.
Yep.
Or it was 20 or 19, one of the two. Shot them out of the fucking sky, and it was like,
no,
it
was Android 20 because it was after they pursued Jiro as he was running away after Vegeta blew up 19.
Yeah. But so I was happy Yajirobe's alive, honestly. Like, that was really cool. And of course, him helping them later, helping Mai. It was nice because even in the future, Yajirobe got more character development in the future than he ever has in the entirety of the series.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
Almost, because I mean he did help them against Vegeta, but almost. My God.
Yeah.
But anyway, showing us the future, like I was saying earlier, how I liked it. I think that's filler I can get behind. Just again, and I sound like a broken record. Them going back and forth and then showing like flashbacks to the present or to the future. I was really big fans of that. Like a big fan of that, really.
Right.
But yeah, so I think now, with the way they explained everything, I understand, like, okay, good, here are the 3 timelines, and that's cool. My problem is that, like, because we're so far in the timelines anyway, it's weird that we have, like, 3 different timelines where we can have a Zamasu from a past go into a future. Like, that had to have been wrong somehow. Where it's like, wait, how can you be Zamasu switched, like, flipped bodies, go into the future and find a Zamasu that hasn't had his bodies flipped?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if that was maybe a translation thing or something, but, like, I felt it was, or, like, a weird, like, I don't know, maybe it made sense in there, like, in storyboard. But to me, it didn't, because it's like, wait, because, like, I know technically Trunks is an alternate timeline, so you could say, oh, he went to the alternate timeline. But there's no way you can go in your future, if you are you, and go to that alternate timeline unless you're with Trunks, arguably. Like, in other words, if they went into an actual time machine without Trunks right now and calibrated it, they wouldn't be going to a future with Trunks. They'd be going to a future where they would all be older, and there would be Dragon Balls across all the universes, and no one would watch the show, and it would get canceled in 64 episodes. Like, that's what would happen if they went to the future right now.
Right.
But when you include Trunks, I guess because it's his future, they send you to that future. Do you see what I'm saying? What I'm super saying?
What you're just saying?
Yeah, but all aside, you get me, right? Like, when you include future Trunks, when you include future Trunks, clearly it gets skewed towards his timeline because he's not going into their future. But they can't go into their future right now and, find Trunks because it's like, wait, but that's not your future.
Oh, God.
You get me? Does it hurt your head, or am I making any sense?
It hurts, yeah.
I'm sorry. This is the problem with them revisiting Trunks like this, because it's like they should have stayed alternate timelines that never would have crossed again. But apparently it's like, no, I came from the past to the past, and it's like, no, you're not. What is this? Like, I mean, you're not. No.
It's more of I'm still fine with Trunks' alternate timeline and the present line. It's more of making like another branching off with Zamasu surviving and coming back. That's where I started to be like, wait, that doesn't make sense.
Yes. No, yeah, we were good for a bit there. Okay, well, sorry. We were good, then we weren't, and then we got better, and then, like, it kind of got derailed where I'm like, all right, I'm still, like, I get it. That's why when you're like, the fights made it all better, I'm like, not all better.
Yeah.
You know, not all better. But, anywho, so let's look at, another thing, too, I want to mention. Like, when they went back to the past, because, again, you know, back and forth, yada, yada, been saying this enough.
Right.
But my thing is, when they were in the past, I felt like they were dragging their feet a little bit to get back to the future. And that's what I felt weird about. Not every single time, but, like, at least the time, like, when Trunks explained to Kid Trunks, and also when Kid Trunks was acting like Vegeta would to future Trunks, which was hilarious, by the way.
Oh, that was
adorable.
adorable.
Kid Trunks there, like, it was hilarious. I was like, my God,
I loved
you
it.
clearly you've been raised by Vegeta. Of course you fucking have.
And it's funny, I felt like that was the one time that I'm like, I love young Trunks now.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah.
You know, throughout seeing him through the Majin Buu saga and basically up until this point, I was like, no, future Trunks will always be better than you. And I was like, oh, he's doing a thing. Like, I can like you now.
Oh, and the comic relief for the Pilaf gang in these episodes, I think they were warranted. Where it's just like, or they were so over the top that I enjoyed them. Where it was just like, so here's what you have to do, Mai. You have to say, well, Trunks, I'll always be there for you. And fucking Shu is like, Mai! And they're both crying in each other's arms. And I was like, I'm sorry, I'm into this.
Tells him to ball fuck off.
By the way, I would love to have to play a new Dragon Ball Z game or a new Dragon Ball game that revolves around Super, where you have to be Kid Trunks beating up future Trunks.
Oh, God.
I would love that so much. It's like, hey, punch him in the face. Got it. Boom.
Yeah.
But, like, imagine, future Trunks gets to fight you back. So, literally, you're like, I'm going to punch him in the face. And he's like, I'm just going to slice you with my sword.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot how much Trunks adapted his dad's moveset. Not young, older Trunks. Like, I forgot how future Trunks actually has, like, Gallic Gun and Final Flash. I was like, right. I was like, right. He picked those up at some point or another.
And he even did a Masenko.
I was like, this is wonderful. So let's see. Oh, yes, when Beerus killed Damasu, I was like, oh, shit, we just did that. I didn't think they'd actually go that far.
Yeah.
But they did.
Oh, yeah, that was great.
So,
and he stopped him with a fucking oven mitt. Whis.
Oh,
my God.
Well, I'm assuming it's a godly oven mitt. But my question is, Whis, because he's a god, whenever he uses that thing, like the turn back time
thing.
Whis is an
angel, apparently. They've talked about that now.
Right, yeah. So they confirmed that, because they said the word angel, but I got kind of thrown off by that. Like, he's an angel? Well, we don't know yet, right? We have to talk to Whis about that later.
And apparently the angel becomes inactive when there isn't a god to protect. So do they turn to stone?
I think they meant more like disappear, but that might make sense too.
Yeah.
Okay. No, that makes right. Because we have to talk to Whis about that, but like it threw me off when they were mentioning that. I was like, wait, what? But thank you for reminding me. Yeah.
I'm like, oh,
so anyway,
okay, so that's a thing now.
Okay, clearly. Fucking clearly. But anyway, so yes, let me so when Whis, because he's an angel, I guess, when he uses the turn back time thing, I assume that doesn't make a new time ring. It's when Trunks does some shit.
Yeah.
So they've basically made an entire like rapper's attire going back and fucking forth.
Yeah.
The amount of rings that they've made over this past, like, they have to, after this story, they need to do some kind of, like, you've hit the limit, or, oh, God, we need to, like, erase some of this bad, like, time-ripping, altering. I don't know if we mentioned this last show or two, but I feel like we did a little bit. Like, there has to be some kind of, like, fix the universe arc.
Well, that's what I love. Like, Zamasu's just like, oh, yeah, and Trunks, I hate you the most. It's like, you've made me all these time rings. what am I going to do with all of these time rings? I only needed 2. You gave me like 8. What the hell am I supposed to do with these things? He's just like, you're the ultimate sinner. It's like, I'm the sinner.
Mm-hmm.
I loved how much that just pissed Trunks off. He's just like,
pissed me off.
Okay.
Fuck those guys.
Okay. All right. I was trying to save my family, but all right, I'm the fucking sinner. Fuck you.
If we were watching 1990s fan subs, he would have said all that. Verbatim.
Bravo.
So you know what I thought they were going to go for? And they still might, by the way. I thought they were going to go for, because Dark Goku, technically Zamasu, whatever. Goku went with, hey, I have this time ring on, so nothing that you did in the past affects me. So I thought they were going to go for, let's fucking take the ring off of him.
Nah, too subtle.
They might go for that eventually, though, because now that he's become immortal plus half. Immortal and half.
Oh, God.
So it's.
I can only imagine what terrible repercussions that would have on his body.
Oh, God.
Like, oh, my God.
Which one is which? He'd fucking, oh, my God. No, but
he would
really,
just, like, implode.
Only
like his fusion, if they took the time ring off of him, like he would just implode on himself. Like how when he had the scythe, he made those dimensional rifts. It's like he would probably just turn into one of those and like melt.
It goes from Dragon Ball Super to fucking Parasite in like 5 seconds.
5 seconds.
We weren't expecting any of this. Oh, God. It's the fucking Cronenberg film. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
He's melting into himself, and he's laughing. He's laughing, Tristan.
Honestly, he probably would be.
That's the most horrifying thing.
Yeah.
No, but in all seriousness, yeah, I think they have to. It's funny too. We have to take the ring off of him. You can't do that. Literally chops the ring off of his finger. Like chops the whole finger off.
Yeah.
My finger. We got the ring off. You just cut off my finger.
Yeah.
Like, no, but seriously though, I thought they were going to go with that because what Second Dark Goku said, like, oh, I have this time ring, so. But how great would it be the time ring's on his middle finger? I have this time ring, so because of that, nothing in the past affects me. And I'm so we'd have to remove it.
I think that's what fucked me up the most. I think it was that.
Oh, that's the thing he didn't like about this time travel shit, where he was like, no matter what you do to me in any timeline, because I have this time ring on, I am time immune.
Right. I was kind of like, well, all right.
But I'm okay with that if that's his undoing.
Yeah.
If it's not, and they're like, let's Potara fuse, and we'll punch him hard enough to win.
We'll blow him
That'll
up.
be weird to me. Yeah, that'll be weird to me. It's like, guys, but he said the time ring thing. Like, that's gonna have to.
I don't think they were listening to that.
Well, that's true. I'll give you that. No, I meant
that's
the story
even Vegeta said it. It's like, we can't go into this without a plan, and they fly in for the second fight. So I guess we're going in without the plan, huh?
Yeah, but anyway, what I mean is that the story told us. So like they can't say that to us, like the viewer, and not follow up on it. So I do wonder if they're gonna like, because Zamasu is so arrogant, he's gonna mention it yet again.
Probably.
Because now he's double Zamasu. How fucking arrogant do you have to be yourself? He was already arrogant as one dude. And now he's two.
I fused with myself, and I look fucking amazing. It's like, okay.
I just want, like, Yajirobe, like, hey, Zamasu, touch yourself. What? I never. I am a god, and I did that only once.
I made another time ring.
No, Goku's just like, can you just not touch my body? But it's really me. No, it's my body. Can we just not?
Oh, jeez.
Because it's technically Goku's body.
Oh, God, you're doing the mouth-touching thing again. Oh, that's my... Oh, no. No! Goku's just like, no!
You know what I think is the saddest thing throughout all of these different timelines, throughout everything we've seen thus far? You want to know what the saddest thing is?
What?
Potentially in the timeline where Goku got switched with Zamasu and Zamasu killed Goku and Goten and Chi-Chi, yeah, he could have killed the entire planet, could have killed everyone. I know that sounds so sad at the end, right? I mean, he killed he killed him in front of his wife and kid and then killed his wife and kid. That sounds terrible.
Oh,
but
God,
somewhere, But no, that sounds terrible, right? But somewhere, Ginyu as a frog saw the whole thing happen and go, are you fucking serious?
Oh, my God.
So apparently, it just works for this green asshole.
Yeah.
But me, I'm the one that gets fucked. Ginyu frog. So sad right now.
Like, the worst part of that scene, like, I tried to write it out, and I don't think I wrote it correctly, but, so, future Zamasu is pinning Goku against the wall and saying, oh, yeah, you remember how, present me, it's like, let me tell you how present me got your body.
Ooh.
And it's like, I switched places with you, and then I murdered your wife and child. And it's like, he's talking about stabbing his wife and child while he's stabbing through himself into Goku.
Oh, that scene, like giving one character immortality was so good for them because when it comes to a fighting show, like, okay, it's bad because in a way there's no way to kill him, so that's obviously why you don't fucking do that. But the fact they finally gave someone immortality in main canon, it was so cool because of the fact that you kind of sit there and you're like, wow, like, because you have the other character who's clearly not immortal, so you still have a quote-unquote fighting chance, and you have situations like that where it's just like, yeah, I'm going to, because I didn't see it coming, actually, the whole stab through him to get to Goku, I didn't see that coming. Yeah. So when it happened, I thought, you guys are good.
I didn't either, and I was like, oh, like that, honestly, that probably out of the whole, like, out of the fights, I was like, I was most disturbed by that. I was like, you are a fucking psychopath.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean,
I agree,
all the, the Zero Humans plan and everything, and it's like, I'm going to make the worlds beautiful by destroying all of, all mortals and all beings and just have the worlds be, beautiful the way they are. I'm like, all right, yeah, I've seen this in other villains before. It's like, disturbing, but yes, I get it. And then it's like, nope, stabbing through myself to get to you. It's like, okay.
Yeah, here's the thing too, right? If you're showing me a late night anime, especially one from like maybe like the like the 80s, not even the 90s, like the 80s, I'll take it, right? Like I'll expect someone to stab someone to get to someone else. But like seeing it from Dragon Ball, which is shown on like a Sunday morning or a Saturday morning, that's another reason why. Like if it was a late night anime, they probably would have showed like Mai and Trunks kissing.
Yeah.
Not a lot, but they get away with like the one. But because it's like a morning, like the whole family should watch, it's very much like, no, let's not do that. But anyway, I could see like some other like late night anime doing it, like something like Parasite, right? Parasite, you can see that happen. You can see it happen in like, in just other, like, I can't think of any mainstream ones going on right now, but I think of like old school
JoJo's
ones.
Bizarre Adventure.
Yeah, it's got pretty. Yeah, you can see it happen in JoJo, most definitely. I mean, it's from the 70s, but like it's a newer anime, so yeah, you can see it.
Yeah.
I'm thinking more of like the old school, like really gory stuff. Like you can see some of that happen in those OVAs and stuff. But seeing it happen in Super, it's like I was not expecting that.
I was not prepared.
I was not. Yeah, I wasn't prepared for a lot of what happened over this arc that we're doing right now. But it's been a lot of fun. There's been some bad, right? Again, I don't like the fact that it seems like people can just kind of get up and dust themselves off and continue to fight someone who's essentially using the powers of a god, being Super Saiyan Rose, or Zamasu, who apparently is somewhat on par. Like, his fighting skills aren't that good, but he's immortal, so you're going to wear yourself out.
Right, so it makes up for that.
So he's better than...
But I did like that at points.
He's still, by the way, he still is a god, let's be fair. Like, he's a Kai, rather, so, like, it matters.
He's a Kai. Right.
Yeah.
But as we've seen, Kais aren't that great at fighting, so it's like we're not
some aren't.
You know, some aren't. I mean, granted, Zamasu is one of those ones that was like trained, and yes, he does know how to fight, kind of thing, but still not as battle hardened as, you know, Trunks, which I kind of liked at one point. It's like, I'm still a better swordsman than you are, bitch.
Yeah, that's true. And again, depending on what fan sub you're watching, that's what Trunks said verbatim. It's not Tristan saying it; it's Trunks. But yeah, I really, like I'm just thinking about like all the different stuff that happened throughout these episodes, and I have to say that, you know, I can understand why some would be a little frustrated right now, because it's a rehashing of the Cell Saga / Android Saga with a weird fucking twist. But you know what? Again, coming from a perspective of like, all right, you know, new fights, the fights are good. I think the fights are really good.
Yeah. Oh, the fights have been amazing.
And also, and it's also very hard because like, so like, you know, I have, I'm a speech and debate coach, and I have, you know, my own set of students, and not all of them watch Super, but I was hearing some kids who weren't my students, but they were just like talking about like what's going on with Super across the room, and it was kind of interesting because they were very much like, oh man, I wish Super would like just get canned, or they would just like reboot it and like, you know, would just stop with what Super's doing. And it's interesting because like, I don't want to make myself sound like, oh, I know what I'm talking about because I'm not so much older, right? Because they're in high school. But like the thing is I think it's just because they're in high school, maybe they've seen Dragon Ball recently. So to them, it's just like all of this Dragon Ball stuff coming like at one shot for them. But for people like you and I, where like, of course, you could rewatch Dragon Ball Z, right? Or Dragon Ball. You have the DVDs, I have the DVDs. But when it comes to like having it air live, right, and be new material, we haven't had that in America since like 2006.
Yeah.
So
it's
for
definitely
us,
a weird feeling.
Yeah, to have new Dragon Ball material that isn't just some movie, which even then the movie came out in like 2003. Yeah, what?
Right. It's funny, like I'll feel like that
13, rather.
with like you said, like marathoning stuff for, you know, the podcast. And you know, I'll think about it like, oh, you know, like you were saying, oh, we want to do 56 to 64. I'm like, holy shit. Like, you know, all right. I'm going to have to sit here for a while and watch this. And like, you know, I love Dragon Ball, but it's like, do you think we could, you know, maybe do, I don't know, 5 episodes? Like, I don't know if I can sit here and watch all this. And then I finally, you know, get back into it and sit down and watch. And by the time I was on like 58, 59, I'm like, I need to binge this. I need to binge the fuck out of this. Because I even said to you, like, I said to you off the phone, I'm like, I left when it started getting good. God damn it.
Yes, and Crunchyroll is good for the binging, right? I was binging on the Crunchyroll. Yeah. It's pretty fun because I don't use Crunchyroll much because, you know, we have a lot of, like, we do a lot of stuff. We do, you know, podcasts, Let's Plays, all that stuff, and not all the podcasts that we do are on anime, and the ones that are, we usually do them on older anime. So stuff that really isn't going to be on Crunchyroll. Or it might be, like, dubbed, so that means if it's been on television, I have it on my DVR, yada, yada. So, like, it was just, you know, very interesting to be watching these on Crunchyroll and just marathoning it that way. But it was, but in general, though, just marathoning it overall, like, I felt the same. I was like 56 and 64. Well, I hope I can do this. And then as I'm watching it, I'm like, So,
I can do this.
My point with the students, though, right, isn't that, like, I'm not going to sit here and say that they're wrong in terms of, like, look, they're allowed to dislike Super. I'm not even saying that Super is I'm not sitting here saying, Super is the best of the best, better than GT, but I'm not going to sit here and say Super is the best of the best right now. But I will say that it's had better moments rather than worse. I just hope that the next arc isn't a rehash of something that happened in Dragon Ball Z or Dragon Ball.
Right.
Because
honestly,
what?
I feel like the target audience for this stuff is us, the people who grew up with the original series first, and the very young who are like just getting into it now but are still kids. Like kids.
So you're saying some of the teenagers might be left out if they've seen it so recently that to them it's not new. Yeah, I'll give you that. Again, nothing against them because they're still people.
No.
They're allowed to, like, I know they're teenagers, but like they're still people. They're allowed to dislike something if they don't if they want to. But for me,
but at the same time, shut the fuck up.
No. And people our age, by the way, I'm sure dislike it too.
No, I know.
And again, I understand some of their qualms, right? Especially like Super Saiyan Rose, stuff like that. Oh, Super Saiyan God yet again, right?
I mean,
like Super Saiyan
we've
God,
already
Super Saiyan Blue.
Yeah, we've said Super Saiyan Blue. At this point, I'm just like, you know what? I'm waiting for Super Saiyan Rainbow, and if I don't get it, I'm gonna be pissed.
Oh, it's gonna happen when
What's
gonna happen is Goku and Vegeta are gonna Potara with Trunks in the middle, and it's gonna be Super Saiyan Rainbow. And the sword actually will be coming out of Trunks' mouth because he'll be like one of those professional sword swallowers.
Oh my God!
So they're gonna actually have the sword
really
come
weird.
out of their mouth.
I'm like, there's no way he could make this weirder. Oh dear God, he just made it weirder. Like, I didn't think you could do it. Kudos, you fucking did it.
It's a skill, it's a fucking skill.
It is
that I have.
Jesus.
I haven't laughed like that on air ever. I haven't laughed on that on air. It's just a skill you have to. Yeah, a little bit less dangerous than sword swallowing. But anyway, a little bit less, only a little. Anyway, so do you have anything to say before we wrap some things up? Because I mean, yes, they brought back the Mafuba, which matters. I don't think we said that on air. The Great Containment Wave, which matters because
I did not see that coming. Like, I thought for sure they were going to be like, well, we got a fuse before the fucking evil containment wave. Jesus. Like, I'm glad they went with something different, but I was like, holy shit, like, you really had to reach back into the closet and like dig that one out. God damn.
Which is good because I'm gonna be the jerk here and say that I saw it coming, but not in that regard. Like, I thought it was gonna be maybe mentioned. I didn't think they'd bring it back to the point where Goku and Trunks would be practicing it and Piccolo would be fucking demonstrating it for them for an iPhone or some kind of Android or just some smartphone to record the damn thing. Look, I didn't think they'd go that far. Because
that
was
the
reason why I said
funny.
it, right?
Yeah.
The reason why I said it, though, like, oh, I saw it coming, or something like it coming, is because the second that Zamasu says, well, I'm immortal, I'm like, so then he has to be, like, sealed. And I was like, oh, shit, sealed. But never in a million years do you think you're going to bring back the fucking evil containment wave.
Yes.
And yet, here they were. They brought it back. Yeah. And they brought it back. And so the reason why they, so they don't have the seal for it. But if for some reason Zamasu, let's say, yes, because that was really bad. But let's pretend that for some reason Zamasu says like, well, I'm super duper arrogant and I'm super duper all powerful now. Super duper, by the way, that's how he speaks. He's gotten so smart, his vocabulary has regressed. He's gotten so far there, he's gone back. So he's like, I'm super duper smart and super duper arrogant. I'm going to bring you guys back to the past now because I have that kind of power as a super duper all-seeing God thing, right? Basically, you watch.
Super duper all-seeing God. That sounds a lot like Aizen.
So, like I said, you watch Aizen, same thing, but different year. Anyway, so they get brought back to the past, and now they technically have the seal. They could arguably seal him up. But I don't know if they're going to go there. I think they're going to – before that, I think they're going to go to, like, Potara Fusion. You know what I hope, man? Look, I understand that this won't be the last episode of the arc because they never do that. Like, anytime – here's for any young anime fans, if a long-running shonen series says the final battle, it fucking isn't. The final battle.
It's the final battle. It'll just last like six episodes.
Yes. The final battle is their way of saying prep up for this 2-hour movie, essentially, spread throughout 6 episodes.
Right.
Or 5.
Yeah.
So when you hear the words final battle, don't think, so it's the last episode? No, it is not.
Nope.
Because especially Super, there was a point when Super was not doing the Dragon Ball Z thing of like, oh, let's prolong this. Clearly they were just like, no, we have to prolong this.
Right.
Anyway, so anything you want to say before we wrap things up?
Yeah, oh God. There was, there's this, like, little things here and there I just want to mention. There were lines that were gold, but I'm going to skip over that. The whole thing after after Zamasu starts saying, "Oh yeah, I killed your family," it's like, yes, piss Goku off.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly what you should be doing right now.
Well, because they don't know shit about the Saiyan.
No, I know. But I love the fact, while he's fighting both of them, and he actually turned the tables on them for a while. It was kind of nice.
Yeah.
But there was one, he sends, Dark Goku through a wall, and then Zamasu is like looking like, oh God, did he actually do that? And Goku instant transmissions again, and he looks back, like just his eyes. He doesn't turn around. He just looks back and just backhands Zamasu in the face. And
that is
one
of the
all I could hear through my head is just instant trans, fuck you, boom, in the face. Oh, I loved it so much. It's got to be one of my favorite things ever.
Like, literally, you might as well just, like, Photoshop, or rather, in this case, use, like, Premiere Pro or something, to put Cell's face onto Goku and fucking Hercules onto Zamasu.
Yeah.
That's basically what happened. But anything else?
Yes.
Okay. The floor is yours, Tristan.
I know.
Oh God, there's too much.
Vegeta blew up the Room of Spirits in Time.
It looks like
Dende.
That's what happened, which is kind of horrifying because I think he just destroyed the
that's a different dimension.
Time chamber.
Yes, the hyperbolic time chamber.
Holy shit! Like holy shit!
You blew up a different dimension. He put off so much energy that I don't even know how to like.
So we'll see what happens there in the future, if that's just a one-off joke or anything like that. But that's pretty bad.
Yeah, but just like Dende was just horrified. Like Dende and Popo are just like mouth agape, like I don't even know what to say. Like he's just like Vegeta. It's like no, you might need. I mean, I wonder if that was their last use. Because I think they said something about that in the Cell games, but I don't know if that was an actual thing that it's like there's a rule like you can only go in X amount of times. I thought there was a thing about that, but maybe not.
There may have been. That sounds somewhat familiar, but I'm not sure about it. But anyway, so or you can only stay in there for a certain amount of time. Personally.
Well, yeah, right. You can only stay in there for a day or you will be trapped in that dimension. And
anyway,
Bulma trying to seduce Zamasu.
Oh my fucking God. Zamasu was like, you're not me. Get the fuck out of here.
I know, like, haha, that's what she, like, lol, she kind of falls back on that sometimes just because, haha, I'm still attractive, but Bulma, you're a smart woman. You're a smart woman.
Yeah.
Why the hell did you think that was she's like 10 minutes. No, maybe 4 or 5. Why did you think that was going to work at all?
You have no other option.
It's like,
and neither do we, by the way.
It's like, do you want to? It's like, does Trunks want to see his mother die for a second time? Because I'm pretty sure that's what was going to happen.
Especially not like this.
Oh, and poor Turtle.
Oh God,
Christ.
Poor Turtle. Poor Turtle. I love like as he's flying, he's like, so this is how I die, and Goku's like, no, of course not. He's like, oh, thank Jesus.
But we're going until morning until I get this right. What?
Yeah. So anyway, we're gonna have to wrap this up here. But my God, this is
like
good. When you say it like that, it sounds like it's a fun set of episodes. Just some really bad stuff. But again, a lot of fun as well. So you can take the good and the bad. You know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, we want to thank you all for listening in as always. Please definitely check out our YouTube channels. We have many channels. We have Those Guys Play, which is our Let's Play channel. We have Those Guys on the Radio, which is our podcast channel where you can find our podcasts just like these on our YouTube channel, backlog stuff, or you can find our new stuff listed on our Blog Talk Radio. Hopefully it's linked to that right now, which is Those Guys on the Radio, through our iTunes, which is just Those Guys, or on our main websites, which are thoseguysonthe.radio.tumblr.com, our Facebook, which is /ThoseGuysOnTheRadio, our Twitter, which is @ThoseGuysRadio, and our Instagram, which is /ThoseGuysOnTheRadio. Also, you can get our merchandise related to our podcast and our Let's Play on our main website, thoseguysonthe.radio.tumblr.com/merchandise, or our eBay, which is Those Guys on the Radio. I'm sorry, Those Guys Radio. Also, go on our Patreon account, which is called TG Productions, to find a lot of cool, fun stuff. Also, you can get a lot of different fun stuff. Too much to explain right now. Check out our Patreon, which is TG Productions. No, lots of lists. So our TG Productions. Also, you can check out our FAQ there for any questions you want to ask, or email us at thoseguysonthe.radio@gmail.com. Oh, and check out our YouTube channel, TG Productions, as well. Thank you all, and have a great night, and we'll see you next time with more Dragon Ball Super. Say goodnight, Tristan.
Good night, everyone.